morning, day 7, Sunday. We just camped at a beautiful spot at the Slate Ranges, a bit into the ranges. Absolutely stunning, beautiful sunset, beautiful sunrise. One of the rare locations where the sun set, at sunset and sunrise you have the sun, a bit heavy corrugation here on the ranges. Had a lot of dingoes around singing us a song at night, and yeah, it was just an awesome spot.
Well 26 Tiwa Well is the only well on the Canning Stock route which has been completely restored to how it would have looked when it was originally built.
Yeah, very interesting. That's one of the water tanks which they pretty much carried on the camels on their desert crossings. As you can see, they're probably not that sealed and quite often leaked and were cumbersome, heavy.
In 1983, a group of stock route enthusiasts led by David Hewitt restored this well to give modern-day travelers an idea of what the most wells would have looked like when they were originally built. Almost all of the work was carried out to the original specifications. Here I'm going through the routine of pulling water up, which the original drovers would have had to do every day between 200 and 300 times.
That's the water in there.
We noticed this dead dingo 50 meters off the road. It looked like it had a gunshot wound, but otherwise looked quite healthy. These failed shocks were on what we think was probably the hardest dune on the Canning, because it was the most rutted and showed the most signs of people spinning wheels. So I turned around and drove it up to show that with 35-inch mud-terrain tires at the correct tire pressure, you can pretty much idle these dunes up. This was done in high range, but obviously in 4-wheel drive. And to be honest, for this particular dune, my tires probably could have been another 2 psi lower. With correct tire pressure, throttle control and a good suspension setups, these dunes can be driven easily, without the needs of spinning wheels or digging deep holes.
Well 25. Very windy day today. First road sign in a long time. Yeah, I just lost my GoPro Hero 7. As you can see, genuine GoPro mount mounted on the bull bar, and that's it, gone. Clear broken off. Yeah, well 24, which is a soak.
Katarru was a favorite meeting place for the indigenous Martu people who used to gather here in the old days. Canning was shown the well by 2 indigenous guides, Parson and Frenchie, at the time.
Quite a bit of water here, some dead camels. It smells pretty putrid.
I find it quite amazing that you can find natural water sources like this in the desert where it's otherwise bone dry. It was quite amazing driving out of the desert sand country and then encountering huge gibber plains. And to the right hand side all hills and gibber plains, and to the left hand side you have some mountain ranges and sand. Quite a stark contrast, but beautiful.
So this is the old Capricorn Roadhouse fuel dump, which is no longer used because you can get fuel now at Parnngurr and Gunnawarrigi. We did a little detour around the Harbutt Ranges, and the road is smooth as. Beautiful country, pretty big swales in between the dunes. I'm not sure how that continues though. My fear is that it will change.
The detour towards the Harbutt Ranges was well worth it. First of all, it was smooth as I think there must be somewhere some mining going on because it was recently graded. But also the scenery and the Harbutt Ranges itself, it was beautiful. It also offered a shortcut to Parnngurr, and we knew that Georgia Boar we could do on the way back to the canning. As much as I love to see dromedaries in the desert, we must not forget that they are a feral animal and do a lot of damage. They can strip whole stands of trees of every green leaf on them and quite often push trees completely over to get to the leaves on the top and therefore kill the tree. It was already fairly late in the afternoon and we weren't sure whether you could actually camp around Parnngurr, so we drove a few of the side tracks to find a camp spot for the night. One of the tracks actually had some very mild technical driving, but it brought us actually to a beautiful spot.
There's water, I can't believe it, there's a spring here. Wow. Camels are in here clearly. Absolute beautiful spots here. Good example what damage camels do and why they are cult. They destroy a lot of the water courses, as you can see here, and also on the other side. Our camp for the day, old riverbed. Dave is having a la carte menus today with entree and main. What?
In the Dave's kitchen we had a minestrone soup for an entree,
Yeah.
and now I'm just heating up the main course, which is a chili con carne with rice.
Minestrone soup as entree and now chili con carne with rice as main course. Not bad. Today, for change, no radix. I'm cooking something. Green vegetables, quinoa or whatever it's called. Chicken. Vegetables frozen, that chickpeas and so on are frozen, and the chicken I prepared at home. Monday morning, we slept at riverbed. A little bit of aerial reconnaissance. We found a nice rock hole called Eagle Rock Hole. Oh, I don't know whether it's nice yet, but it looked actually quite nice. So we checking that out as we are a little bit early to get fuel anyway. It's not even, it's 8 o'clock now, so yeah, we'll see where there's water in. That is Eagle Rock Hole. Yeah, very handy with the drone and the zoom now for aerial reconnaissance. It's unfortunately empty, but otherwise it would be probably a nice swimming hole here. But you see the water levels. Yeah, on top of Eagle Rock, enjoying the golden hour. It's an absolute stunning view here. Yeah, I think I'm going to sit here for a little bit and just enjoy it. Mummified roux. I don't know whether it fell down here or... that's Parnngurr or Cotton Creek. Local store has no small selection of stuff, but important, it has ice cream. So I'm gonna have breakfast ice creams 8 o'clock in the morning, but can't help myself. Yeah, we're just driving out of Parnngurr or Cotton Creek, and had an excellent experience having a chat with Mr Neri Neri Morgan, which interestingly is one of the last bushmen who walked out of the desert. So he still lived pretty much with grass skirts in the desert for quite a reasonable time of his life, and now is here the highest elder, I think, if I understood that correctly, of the Martu people, certainly from this community here. And yeah, it was very interesting. We had a reasonably long chat, and I have to say that the local communities I've seen here, the dry communities, are very different from what I expected in a way. I don't know, so what I heard before and the stories I heard, I didn't think it's really such a welcoming place, or they are so welcoming places, but to be honest, if you take the effort and you sit down and chat to people, and I did that as well in Gunnawarigi to some of the locals there, super friendly people, and very welcoming in a way. Obviously that's a very short impressions you only have from a couple of hours, but my feeling is very good, I have to say. And to see how these communities struggle, how little they really get on a grassroots level, and how they try to make a living here, to survive and better their conditions, I was absolutely not aware. Really eye-opener for me. So yeah, we'll see. I'm keen actually to work a bit together with one of the communities here and see whether I can make in a small way a little difference for them. We'll see what comes out of it, but I think it's well worth doing a detour and going into the communities, and not just go in the shop, fill up, have a chat to the locals, go into the office, have a chat to the guys behind the counter there. Well worth it in my book, well worth it. We're trying to find the Gallilee soak, but it's got to be somewhere here. Found a beautiful spot here in the Rudall River to have lunch. Bit windy, it's really windy country here, but under gums, pretty. It's crazy what kind of rocks you find here, huh? Yeah. It's minerals everywhere. Pretty cool. Question is, how do I get in my car without flies? Simple, I do the fly dance. You run against the wind once around your car, wave the head around, and then you jump in your car, and I'm in my car with only a few flies. Lucky me. Fly dance. These are some of the rock holes in the Gallilee National Park. Unfortunately all dry, but yeah, you can see how they would retain water quite a bit longer. We're trying to find two other pools. Given that the camel tracks all go in this direction, there may actually be water. I saw birds flying away in front there. Would be again another
big waterhole, but also dry. We initially planned to stay on one of the waterholes for the night, but given that they were all dry, we decided to drive through to Desert Queen Bath. Yeah, the way into Desert Queen Bath is just stunning. It's a bit rough, quite a few good washouts and so on. Just made it into Desert Queen Bath, and I have to say it is just absolutely flabbergasting. Unfortunately a little late. Oh, Dave, here. But that is stunning. It is stunning. Wow. It is gonna be spectacular. See where the water was, but just arrived after a pretty long day. The location is absolutely stunning. I can't wait for tomorrow, really. We just, the last daylight, the sun was nearly down. We had a look at the bars and it's just stunning. Looking forward to some night photography once the moon is a bit higher. And yeah, dinner gonna be radix because can't be bothered cooking that late. It's gonna be an expedition, organic beef with spinach and palusami, whatever that means. I haven't tried that before. In the next episode, we explore Desert Queen Bath, we take the shortest and coldest swim in my life, visit Lake Disappointment, and see some incredible indigenous rock art. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. As always, I would greatly appreciate if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the video, and leave me a comment in the comment section. My YouTube channel is completely self-funded and it takes considerable effort, time and money to create these videos. If you'd like to support me in this, please consider becoming one of my patrons on Patreon, where you can donate a small monthly contribution which will help me to cover some of the cost. For these you will receive early access to all of my videos.